Hi and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to start some Mediterranean cucumbers, and I'll show you the potting mix that I use, the potting tray that I use, and how to start them. The first step I'm going to do is get the container that I'll be starting the seeds in, and I have this wooden seedling tray that I used not long ago. So what I'm going to do is clean it. So I gave it a quick watering, and there's some roots, and I just want to make sure there's no bacteria or fungi or anything funny. So I'm gonna spray it with water, part water and part vinegar, and then I'm gonna give it a good scrub just to kill anything, to make sure it doesn't get passed down to the seedlings that I'm going to be planting. And this is just a loofah sponge from one of the loofahs I grew last year. If you have plastic containers, if you are upcycling any containers, I would suggest giving them a good wash with part water, part vinegar, to make sure you're starting with a clean surface. Okay, so now I'm just gonna give it a quick rinse. Okay, now it's all nice and clean, and I'm gonna be starting some cucumbers. Once you have your container ready, then you need some potting soil, and this is the one that I got at the hardware store just to get the seedling started. Now I'm just gonna get it soaking wet before I put it into the container. I just start with a little bit of soil and water and mix it in really well. You don't want your soil to have too much water, so if you squeeze it, see how it's drenching out, that means it has too much water. I'm gonna keep mixing it to make sure it mixes with the dry soil. So there's some dry soil at the bottom, and that should help with the excess water. What I'll do here, since it has too much water, I'm just gonna squeeze it out and then put it into the planting tray. Now that I have my soil ready, I'm just gonna start putting the potting soil into the potting tray. And some of the soil still has too much water, so I'm just gonna squeeze the water outside the tray and just put it in here. These are the seeds I'm going to be working with today. I got them from Renee's Garden Company, and on the back of it, it's going to have a lot of good information. So when to plant it, does it need full sun or full shade, how deep to plant it, so I'm going to plant it 1 inch deep, and how far to space the rows, and in how many days it should germinate. We should have a harvest in about 60 days, and inside it's gonna even have more growing tips and so forth. Grab some seeds, start just a couple, 2, 4, 6. I'm gonna be starting 10 seeds, and you wanna put the seeds down flat and press it lightly so it makes good contact with the soil. And then you just put some soil on top and lightly tap it just to get the extra air gaps out, and again to make sure the seeds make good contact with the soil. And now I'm just gonna give it a good watering, and that's it for planting the seeds. It's been a little over a week, and the cucumbers have sprouted. All 10 of them have sprouted. This one is looking a little sad, but so far so good. These are some of the cucumber plants I planted early this summer, and we already harvested a few cucumbers. And just make sure to keep them watered really well throughout the summer. And yeah, so go give it a try. They're just so fun to grow. And super good luck in your garden, and happy gardening.